is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
We're back, and there he is, Omar Kelly. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Very good. How are you?
Very good. Can't complain. People were complaining about the way you were dressed on I Am Athlete. I thought you looked sharp, dude.
What was wrong with the way I was dressed? I mean,
nothing whatsoever.
It's a very trendy show.
Very hip. You look good, bro. Look good.
I appreciate that. I was wearing a Biggie shirt. It's kind of hard to keep up with athletes in their wardrobe, but I do my best. Professional athletes.
That's a whole different stratosphere.
I like when I do tapings with them, I have to worry about, am I on brand? Am I on trend? And it's like
you look good.
Their clothing budget's a lot higher than mine. So
slightly.
I apologize for my Target, Tupac, and Biggie shirts.
I'm telling you, you were fine, bro. You look good. It was just there were a couple people. No, just actually it was one, and it was like, why? What's wrong with what he's got on? He looks good. It looks hip. Looks normal.
Yeah.
Hell, I grew up with plenty of friends of mine that wore concert shirts and a flannel shirt over, which is. Yours wasn't flannel, but it was a different type of shirt. But it's like that's a style that's been around forever, dude.
Yeah,
it's like
for those who did not listen to that I Am Athlete interview, it was a great opportunity to sit down with Jalen Waddle and Chase
Jamar
Chase and Waddle, because during this era of Zoom and social distancing because of COVID, we haven't been in the locker room. I hear the locker room is going to open back up this year.
Thank God.
And as somebody who's been in the locker room, you know what that's like in terms of developing relationships and getting to know the true personality of a player and figuring out what the true dynamics of the team are. So it's been a challenge. And Waddle is probably the first player that I've really spent time with. I've spent time with a couple of other guys, but first player in a while that I've spent, more than 10 minutes with and just got to know his personality. And, he's everything he seems, he everything he's supposed to be. Very smile is infectious. It's just, and he gives away a lot of things with his smile and nervous energy.
Yeah, no, we had this discussion before about Waddle. I love the kid. You can tell he's just a good dude, bro.
Yeah.
And one of the things we brought up was the question you brought to him, which when that happened, I didn't use it as a negative either. Actually, I used it as he's being professional. He's helping his teammate out, which is what he's supposed to do. And so we played that soundbite of you asking Waddle right before you came on here about love for Mac, but people kind of took it as a diss for Tua, and he was actually locked and loaded and ready for that.
Yeah, what was funny? You could tell he's socially aware. Like he knew who I was, and he's socially aware of what people say about him because it's some of the stuff that I brought up. About things that I had always been like bothering me that I never really got a chance to address. The one incident was when he became viral for when he was drafted, and he gets up and he just like walks off and doesn't greet his family and everybody.
That was edited. That was a retake.
No. He explained that he had already known he had been selected and what gone through the process with the family, and that was just for TV. So he already already celebrated with his family and everything. So when he was selected, it was just like he just got up and walked off. But think about it, that was what the nation saw. It's like my family's here celebrating my moment. I'm just getting up and leaving.
I remember the follow-up to that story, and I saw an interview where he told everybody that was kind of the second take that we saw was already already the celebration had happened and all that, and so then it
Yeah.
looked good. What was the other thing that
He said he knew that he had been selected
yeah.
right after by the Dolphins, right after Chase Jamar.
Wait a minute. There we go. You're back now.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
he said he knew he had been selected when Jamar Chase had been selected at 3.
Mhm.
So we had to wait for from 3 to 6 to for that moment. So, you know, he was ready to get it going.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he was. And then
the Mac Jones, he explained that. I knew that was the answer. You know, Tua's already in the draft. You're trying to benefit a guy and help his draft stock. I don't think there's a single teammate who would still pick, even though Mac Jones was a Pro Bowler. I don't think there's a single Alabama teammate who would still pick Mac Jones over Tua. Like, not one.
No, of course not, man. They would, of course they'd pick Tua.
I don't even believe they're Patriots players who would pick Mac Jones over Tua.
Yeah, no, I'm sure of that. But again, because unfortunately Tua has kind of become that lightning rod, not his fault and not his doing either.
Yeah,
you know, because LeBron makes himself a lightning rod. You know,
okay.
certain athletes, Aaron Rodgers, he makes himself a lightning rod.
And this is what I don't understand.
Tua does not do anything like those guys.
And I've said this a couple of times, and I think people are like shooting the messenger because they don't like the message. But if you hear me out, I believe that the national media is making Tua their new Baker Mayfield, their new quarterback punching bag. And I understand Baker's moxie and personality.
But Baker made himself what Aaron Rodgers and LeBron James. They are controversial figures in their own right, and they're soured in many controversies.
Yeah, Tua is not
at all.
I feel like the national media, and I think it has a lot to do with Tuanon, who you are a board of trustees member. You know, there is just this visceral negativity, and we can't wait to see him fail. We can't wait to say, "Told you so," from the national media about Tua, and that's what
sparks us Tuanons to say, "Hey, F you, bro. Give the kid a break."
Now he's got weapons. He's got no excuses. Yeah, right. He's got weapons. He's got no excuses. He needs to be a top 5 quarterback right now. Like, huh? Like what? Wait a minute, huh?
But I know the bullshit that's coming when he has success, and he will. They're all going to say, "Well, of course he's succeeding
because they gave him Tyreek Hill and look at the line and
coach, and he's got Tyreek Hill and he's got a running game and you know it's like it's the same thing it's the same thing Kirk Cousins and Tannehill have. Yes, I understand. It's the same thing that Matthew Stafford has. Now we'll see who goes farther.
No, it really, if you watch it and I know I'm kicked out of Tuanon and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but that's right. Damn it, you're off the bandwagon.
Yes. I don't want to be a Tuanon. If you pay attention close enough, there isn't a quarterback the national media wants to see fail more than Tua.
Yes,
and I don't
about that.
And I now that Baker Mayfield has been dislodged, it's now Tua's got to fail. Tua's going to fail. Like we're waiting to see him fail. Like Tua can start the season 7-0. And then he could lose 3 straight games, and they say, "Told you so." Look, and if he deserved that, I would say, okay, fair, fine. Baker Mayfield kind of deserved what was coming his way.
Yeah, Baker.
Even though those State Farm commercials are
it's progressive, by the way. His commercials are excellent, but he was a dick with Duke Johnson, and he was a dick with many other things that he did, and he put himself in a position to be disliked. That's that's the part I don't like about Tua. He's never done a damn thing to anybody, bro. He doesn't go after anybody. He doesn't bother anybody. All he does is play football. He's a damn good dude. And I don't know where he gets all this negativity, bro.
I don't either, and and it's very uncomfortable, and it's also like people don't like Tua, and I don't understand why, because he's a very likable guy, and he's a very charismatic guy, and he's been very, yes, he's closed off to the media because he's a very guarded player, but
so by the way, so is Dan Marino.
Yeah, and took Tannehill.
Jason Taylor. And
I covered Tannehill for 7 years and had one-on-one conversation with Tannehill. Right. One in 7 years, and I've had
you and I had the same amount of one-on-ones with Tannehill, and you covered the team. I got him in the Super Bowl. Actually, I did a one-on-one with him at the Super Bowl.
Wow! Super Bowl. Oh, wow! Super Bowl. Wow.
Yeah, it was I was in Dallas. It was a Super Bowl week in Dallas a few years back, like I don't know, 10 years back, 8 years back, whatever the hell it was.
He was a young player.
So he was a young player, and we got him. He was there representing
Super Bowl road. Nobody wanted to talk to him but his local people. But
yeah, but I got lucky because their people didn't know me, so they didn't know that I wasn't a Tannehill guy.
Yeah, no. Listen, it is. I missed like going out and watching him work, and obviously interacting with him the week I had COVID. And maybe it'll happen.
Thank God, stay away from our QB1 with that stuff.
Maybe it'll happen again. Maybe it won't. I'm not pressing it. I don't care one way or the other, because the way
what are you talking about? The COVID? It'll happen again?
No, no, interacting, getting to
I'm busting your balls.
To spend time and get to know him a little bit more, because I can honestly tell you I don't have a clue outside of what the media wants what his handlers want you to know about Tua. I really don't know much, and every quarterback's got handlers, so it is what it is.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to find the picture of me and Tannehill at the Super Bowl, because I know I have it still somewhere there. Well, I'm fat now. I was like if I remember correctly, that picture, my head is as big as any air balloon that's ever been in the air. Seriously.
Did you still have the big hair?
Yeah. I had the long hair, but man, I was fat as hell. I think I was at 3 bills at that point. Yeah. I was really, really fat. I remember the picture, because even now I look at it and I go, damn, because I'm fat.
I could not believe you were at 3 bills, bro.
Oh yeah, I was 3 bills, like 295 or whatever. This was like right before. This is as my arteries were closing up, and I was a couple years after in the hospital, almost dead, basically. But yeah, that's what it is. All right, so a lot of people took the comments, and I didn't take it as a shot to Flo, because again, I don't believe
comments.
Well, you know what? Maybe Omar has not seen them at the luau. Load it up there, Sean, so we can play it for Omar, so he can hear and see the comments, and we can play them for you.
Comments?
Tua
really?
Talking. Yeah, he said he had never. He was happy that he had his coordinator here, his quarterback's coach, his head coach. That's never happened. And so right away, people kind of took it as a shot at Flo, but he really didn't have this luau last year. And
to be able to have.
Here we go. Go ahead. And let's bring it up for Omar so he can see it. Here we go, Omar. Locked and loaded. Go for it, Sean. Hit it. Come on, Sean. What are you doing, man? Let's go. Good.
To be able to have our OC, my quarterback's coach, our head coach here in support of this. To me, I've never witnessed that. So
there you go. Now, Saban probably never went to, the stuff he did in
No,
Alabama.
Saban participated in his luau. When he shrugs his shoulders, it's a major tell that he's just like, yeah, I shouldn't be saying this.
You sure Saban went?
I believe I've seen a video of Saban at a luau thing of Tua's.
Sure now. Okay.
No, I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure.
Don't start it up now, because now if you say that now that changes my point of view now.
It's that's clear. You could tell. Everybody has tells, and when Tua starts to shrug his shoulders, he's saying things that he knows he shouldn't say, but he's like, oh, bleep it anyway. So yeah, he was making it. I don't know what the question was. It could have been a leading question, like, what's it like to have your coaches here in support of you, And so maybe that's not something that he would have said if he was just talking about the event or whatever, whatnot. But yeah, that was a shot. Like,
so you think it is? Well, and listen, if Saban did go, because
I believe I've seen Saban at a luau like event for Tua, for Tua's chat. I think he has it in Alabama, not here in Miami. He's had one in Alabama, so I believe I've seen Saban there. Listen, Tua is as stand up as it gets. They do. This is why we're not going to hear from Tua probably this whole offseason until they absolutely have to give him to us, because everybody's going to ask him to address the frosty relationship that he had with Brian Flores, and he clearly wants to avoid having to address it. Even Jalen Waddle wanted to avoid it. Like, it was very clear and apparent that these individuals did not like each other. I don't know why, and how it became frosty, but
what did you ask? What did you ask Waddle about Saban? Because I haven't seen the show.
No, not Waddle. Saban.
Okay, I'm just wondering if you, of Flo, if you asked Waddle anything.
Yeah, I asked him about the relationship, and he basically was just like, I don't want to speak for Tua, and but the one thing he said was that Tua, and this is something that I never really heard.
But you know what's going to happen, right? They're going to tell you, hey guys, it's a new year, we're moving forward.
Yeah, you know what?
Past. He's going to shut that down. He's going to shut it right down on you guys.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
But you know it's coming, right? I mean, I
don't care. It depends on the setting that you get him in, which is why I definitely want to get him in on the I Am Athlete setting. I think that would be.
You're not going to get him there.
How do you know?
You're not going to get him there. No.
Listen, you never know. You never know what can happen.
I think the only way you get him in a setting like what you're talking about, you have to have one hell of a relationship with that man in order to do something like that, because this dude is like Tebow and Tiger and.
He's not. He's not even on that level. But
he is like reserve.
He's not a Tebow Tiger level. He's not.
By the way, Tua's upcoming event will also benefit the Boys and Girls Club of West Alabama, as well as Nick's kids. Nick Saban is the honorary chairman of Tua's event committee. So there you go. So it was a dual thing: Nick's kids and Tua working together.
They've done charity events together.
So it's definitely
the one thing about
shots at Flo. All right, let's go.
Nobody cares. Move on. Let's
talk about you. Meanwhile, you want to find out more about Flo. What do you mean nobody cares? And meanwhile, you want to
no. What I want to find out is what, and this is a legitimate question. Where did the relationship sour with Flores? Like,
the draft.
No.
He didn't want him in the draft.
They used to have one-on-one meetings, even when he wasn't the starting quarterback, get to know you, bond, blah, blah, blah. Flores spent the next year catering to Tua, getting him his 7-on-7 coach and promoting Godsey, who he worked well with last season. Trust me, there was a lot of catering. There was a lot of catering to Tua. it just went left. I don't know where it went left. I don't think anybody's really being honest about the whole situation. Like Flores is like, well, you coach players hard, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but it bores from not wanting him. That's what it is. It's kind of like, the guy and the girl have sex, they have a kid, and then one of them doesn't want the kid. The other one wants the kid, they have the kid, and then there's resentment the entire time. And Flo had resentment. He wanted an abortion. And he didn't
Stop
get
it.
an abortion.
That's not.
He didn't abort the Tua. And so because the Tua was not aborted, he held it against Tua the entire time.
Well, that theory is fair and probably has a little bit of validity to it, especially in the Deshaun Watson pursuit. And hindsight is 2020. They should have executed Deshaun Watson trade at the trade deadline. They would have been a better off franchise if they had done so. But
that's if you don't believe in Tua.
I'm sorry. One is an NFL elite quarterback now. One maybe can become elite.
No, we understand you have no faith that he'll be a
one is an NFL elite. One is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now.
Those of us in Tuanon have faith that he will be a franchise quarterback.
Fair,
but it's all right. It's all right. Those of you out there,
which is why I can't be in Tuanon. I believe that he's going to be good.
Don't believe in him at all.
Define franchise quarterback. Define franchise quarterback.
A guy that can take you and win the Super Bowl.
Is Ryan Tannehill a franchise quarterback for the Tennessee Titans?
I said he never was and never will be.
Is Jimmy Garoppolo a franchise quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers?
I thought he was, and he can't make that one throw every time in the game. So
is Derek Carr a franchise quarterback for the Los?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. He's a franchise quarterback.
No, we know Matt Stafford's a franchise quarterback. I'm trying to is Dak Prescott a franchise quarterback?
Yeah. Yeah, I like Dak Prescott. I know he has to get over.
I'm trying to find where the line is for this.
I like Dak Prescott. I like Dak Prescott. I think he's good enough to be called a franchise quarterback. Yes. Now I will say this: he has to do a better job of getting over. This year was a little bit of a stain on him. He has to do a little better. But I know he's also injured too. 2 back-to-back injuries for him, so that kind of hurt him as a quarterback. But
is Lamar Jackson a franchise quarterback?
No. Nope. He proves it every year in the playoffs. Once they make him pass, that's where, he doesn't collect. He doesn't go by go and doesn't collect the 200. He stays in jail.
I think that I don't know if Tua can be a franchise quarterback. I hope he can. But that franchise, to me, what my definition is you got to get to Derek Carr level. If you're at Derek Carr level, okay, you're a franchise quarterback. And he's got to get there.
With that. I get that he hasn't gotten there yet. That's fine. I can live with that. But I'm not the guy that says he's not going to be the guy. Let me go trade for somebody else. I believe if you do what you just did, because that's what I was saying the entire time. Go get a coaching staff.
Do what you just did in 2021 for Tua.
Yeah, no, do what you just did now in 2022.
Oh,
in 2021, I was saying do this, and they just did what I wanted them to do. So now the ball's in Tua's court to prove that I'm right.
So now you just turned him into Baker Mayfield again. You just ended that whole.
No, he's a real.
Everybody, it's on him now, and I don't think that that's fair. I really don't think that that's fair. I hate that everybody's like.
It is on him now, bro, because if the line is fixed. And you are running the ball and you are coaching up the right way the offense, then Tua has to have success.
And the defense remains a top 10 unit. The defense is a top 10 unit.
No, Omar. If the offense is better, the defense will be better already.
Okay, but they still got to be a top 10 unit. Because if this defense is the 20th best defense in the NFL. I don't care how good the offense is.
There's no way your offense is better and the defense gets worse. I just
Oh,
don't.
there's way. There's
No,
way.
no. Well,
There's way.
yeah. If X gets injured and Byron Jones
There's a ton of ways.
and Jalen Phillips gets injured, yeah, of course there's a way.
There's a ton of ways.
What I'm saying is, it's a proven defense the last 2 years. It's a good defense. It's a good scheme.
Proven? Last year? Proven?
Yeah, it's a good scheme. Overall, if you
good scheme run by Brian Flores.
Can I finish a second?
Good scheme run. Acknowledge good scheme run by Brian Flores.
Well, listen, no. Actually run by the team, not for Brian Flores, because the second half he wasn't talking to his team and his coaches, were winning the team.
Don't do that.
And they did better actually without him talking to his team.
No, he was talking. Don't do that. He was talking.
I'm just going by the facts. He wasn't even communicating with his team, and they were winning in the second half of the season.
That's not true.
I'm just saying.
That's
the first half, the guru was playing, the linebacker at middle linebacker when he should be playing him at outside. He was playing, like that rookie defensive end.
Oh,
coverage.
You're taking Flores. You're crediting Flores for everything that he did. You're taking away credit for everything that Flores did. Those changes.
No, I'm bearing Flores for what he did by making Jalen Phillips in coverage and putting what's it called, the linebacker at middle,
Jerome Baker. His coaches, his defensive coordinator, who remains a defensive coordinator. Those are their master plans and their master ideologies.
That's because Flo told you that. That's not true.
No, and Flores was like,
Flo lied to you about that. That's not true.
No, okay? No. I disagree with you. That is true. I've had that from way too many people.
Where'd you get that? In the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette?
Don't do that. Don't do that. You already got people thinking I'm going to Pittsburgh. I'm not going to Pittsburgh. Listen, you're just taking away when the changes made were changes made by Flores when he took more control over the defense to get them back to the point where they were last season when he was more heavy-handed, and then he got back to being heavy-handed.
How much did he pay you for this? Damn.
No, bro, I don't do that. I don't pick favorites. Literally. I do my reporting and I stand on my reporting.
I saw the pre-editing of I Am Athlete and I saw the peace pipe before, okay?
This is one of those rare opportunities where I will tell the fan base, you were right and I was wrong, because the fan base kept saying, Flores is doing this. Flores is calling the defense. Flores is this and that. And then we went to them and we were like, is this happening? And they were like, no.
So he lies to you all the time, and then you want to believe him when he tells you this. And he still has lied from the entire time. He will not tell people that he didn't want Tua from the get-go. And that's what he should say. Instead, he lies
I would love
and all that. He's such a phony. It's not even.
No, I will say Flores is a lot of things. Phony is not one of them. Phony is not one of them. Flores is a lot of things.
But if you don't admit that you didn't want Tua, then you're a phony.
Does Joe Philbin have to admit he wanted Derek Carr instead of Ryan Tannehill?
No, but Flo's the one that says he loves Tua and all this and talks about.
I don't know if he ever said I love Tua.
He whatever likes him, whatever, enjoyed coaching him, worked well with him, get along.
I'm sorry. I don't believe.
He said he got along with him. Come on.
I do not believe your proposed theory, because I know Chris Greer, and if Brian Flores says I want Justin Herbert, you know who's the starting quarterback of the Miami Dolphins? It's Justin Herbert. And you damn well know it too. You damn well know it. You know that Chris Greer would give him what he wanted. That is Chris Greer's MO.
Well, but I think in this case, I think he wanted somebody else and they went with Tua.
Okay, don't say somebody else, because there were two quarterbacks there. You got to pick the best of the two quarterbacks. You chose Tua.
He didn't want either one of those guys.
Who the hell did he want then?
Yeah. That's for me to know and you to find out.
Okay, this is
I told you during the season, right? Didn't I tell you?
this is absolutely
Go check out. He's running roughshod through the building all throughout the year. I told you that he was raising hell in that building. Okay, go find out who he wanted. I mean, you smoked a peace pipe with him. Tell him to tell you for real who he really wanted at quarterback. He won't tell you because he's embarrassed to tell you. He's embarrassed to say in public who he really wanted at quarterback. That's why. That's why Joe Philbin can say Derek Carr.
Wow. You listen.
Okay? That's all I'm going to say.
Listen.
That's more than I've said already. I've never even intimated this much already as it is. And I won't say anything.
Because you were right initially, I'm going to look into that. But I don't believe it.
Right about what? Right about that he was running roughshod, or right that he was going to get fired? Which one was it?
No, you were not. You did not say he was going to get fired. You were saying he was running roughshod, and you said
Sean,
he could have been fired.
Sean, I didn't say he was going to get fired. I don't know. We can. There's lots of.
You're going to say you said he was eventually going to get fired, not when he got fired.
You know how many times in our specific interviews I would tell you at the end, and you'll see he'll get fired. I'll stop that. You always said that every time.
No. You said he'll eventually get fired.
He eventually get fired.
He should be fired. He should be. You said he should be fired.
Yeah, no, not only did I say he should be fired,
but
he
you
will
did not
be fired.
say he's going to be fired. Nobody saw that coming, except for maybe him. Nobody saw that coming.
I asked the listeners. I said it a lot. I didn't say it just once. I said it a lot.
You said he should be fired.
No, I said. Well, I said watch him get fired. I've said that too, many times.
When he was,
I think I intimated. You know how many Dolphin fans were pissed at me in the middle of a winning streak? I'm saying that he's got to get fired.
Yes, you did say that. You did say that. But listen, that we're talking the final month of the season after the turnaround that they had done, after they gotten themselves back in the playoff hunt. Before Tennessee, you weren't saying he's going to be fired. No, he had saved himself. He had.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to put Sean to work here to go find some sound bites. So what is it? Tank McBride says, I do remember Big O say they will fire Flo. He did say that he was going to get fired. Big O said he will be fired. This is the chat board. This is the chat board.
Will be fired next season, after 2022. Will be fired at the end of 2021.
I structured it all kinds of ways. I said he'll get fired. I said, watch.
Yeah. You never wavered on he'll be fired. Yes, because you had no confidence that he could fix the offense.
And by the way, I never wavered that he was raising hell in the building. I never wavered that. I told you that. I told you. I told Alan. All the guys who come on and say, hey, raising hell in that building. Huh?
I still disagree with the raising hell in that building. He's still got a lot of fans in that building. His issue was not how he was treating people in that building. His issue was he was insubordinate. That's why he got fired.
That's called raising hell, bro.
I
should know. I've done a little raising hell myself, so. I know what raising hell.
No, you have a history of being insubordinate.
Yeah.
Never would have known.
Yeah, I have quite a bit of that. When I see incompetence, I just have a tendency of telling my boss, "You're incompetent." That's my problem, unfortunately. I remember at one radio station that I was at with Sean, I told that guy many times how incompetent he was. Yeah, that's that happens. That happens sometimes. But when you're confident in what you can do, sometimes you can be a little bit more ballsy than others, I guess.
I totally understand where you're coming from.
That's why I wasn't necessarily as nervous as most of the people that I would work with in radio overall. All right. So when you look at the whole McDaniel thing, he has set the foundation at least now for him to have, if he's going to have success, if he's going to be a good coach.
Tua?
No. Overall, for the team, for himself, I think he's done a really good job of actually setting the landscape overall, so he can start to do the football stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's not McDaniel. That's Greer. Like, I don't
I'm
understand.
talking about the communication. I'm talking about the luau. I'm talking about, you know, how he has been a person that is connected with his players, and that's what he
I
did.
mean, but
And
that's
the
that's
luau stuff, again, he did things that normal coaches would never do.
oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah, you know
But
what
I
I mean?
mean, let's not sit here and act like Flo wouldn't show up to a charity event that the Dolphins are hosting for Tua in their backyard as a team.
Maybe.
Like, Flo would show up.
Now he's not going to do the warrior chant.
No, he ain't gonna do no
Okay.
warrior chant. But yeah. I mean, but that's the thing about Mike McDaniel. He's not afraid to make fun of himself. He's not afraid to look foolish. You know, it's very interesting, and I'm the first to tell you I've spent time with him. I've gotten to know him. I know people who know him. He's not what he seems. In turn, you know, you look at him and you think he's this dorky football coach, and it's not that. It's not. He's very swaggy. He's very cool. He comes across that way, particularly to his players.
I think he's just smart. I think he's just the guy that, you know, I think a player might lose it on him, right? And then a traditional coach will then lose it on the player and start. And Mike is probably the guy that is going to go, okay, man, I understand where you're coming from. No problem. All right, appreciate you. And then he'll walk away and he'll say, yeah, go cut that guy. Get rid of him.
Nah, I disagree with that.
I don't think he's going to be the
And not every
guy.
coach. Gase would never lose it on a player. That's
I'm not talking about Gase. I just think that he's the guy that's going to be more on the cerebral side than on the, you know, trying to, you know, bash you to death and motivate you by insulting you, or, you know, all those kind of things.
I mean,
think
I
he's
don't
gonna
know. I don't know many coaches that try to motivate people by insulting them. I know people like, I don't think Flores was like that. Now, would he be abusive? Yes, but I don't think.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, let's not pretend like
It's not. You're right. It's not like everybody's Urban Meyer and they're kicking players and threatening them. Yeah, you're right about that.
Like, you can't coach like that in the NFL or college anymore. You just can't. You know, even Flo, you know, say whatever you want, but Flo had a strong hold on his locker room, even though there were guys who did not like him. You know, I know players who personally did not like him, but when he was fired, they were upset. It wasn't a situation where, oh, finally we get a new coach. They were like, yo, like, I didn't like the dude, but he was still a good coach. So, you know, it's not fair to say that, oh, everybody. I don't think, and McDaniels has addressed that. You can't reach this generation of players that way. This fire and brimstone coaching and yelling and whatever, players will tune you out immediately.
Yep. It's going to be interesting to see how he handles everything throughout the year and the ups and downs. All right, what are you working on the Sun Sentinel or the Pittsburgh Post Gazette, so folks can check you out?
I'm not working for the Pittsburgh Post Gazette because you really have people believing I'm leaving and going to Pittsburgh. Just so you know.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, bro, you and Flo. I mean, you know,
it's
an unbreakable
sadly it's the way that people work in information passes these days. It's like people hear something from somebody who heard something from somebody, that's it. It's the gospel.
That's it. It's fact.
And just know, by the way, you're the only person who I've said I've had COVID to. So people are like, oh, where have you been for the last week and a half? I don't even respond. I'm like, if you didn't listen to the Big O show, you don't know.
Right.
But, you know, but I'm doing I'm deep into draft right now, and I'm deep into my draft studies and positional breakdowns. It's hard with where the Dolphins are selecting, but
I see you also screwing with Dolphin fans. Should they trade back into the first round?
No, I'm sorry.
Your headline guy screws with people by putting should they trade back into the first round.
Headline guy.
I know, and then they put the pic. That's why I said headline guy. And they put the picture of the quarterback.
I didn't even make that connection.
I know you don't do any of the headlines and the pictures. Most
No. I actually do
people
the picture.
don't understand that, by the way. They think you created the picture.
Yes, we do the picture. We don't do the headline. And it's funny that I never even connected the dots till you said it. Unfortunately, my mock drafts.
I saw that and I said, this is why he's off the Tua bandwagon. He keeps
stop. My mock drafts usually do ridiculous numbers. When I say ridiculous numbers, I mean in the millions. And unfortunately, because the Dolphins do not have any first-round picks, that's a crap load of traffic we shall lose. Right. And trying to get people excited about a mock draft that Dolphins aren't participating in. But people got to understand.
So instead of getting excited, you piss them off, right?
Yeah.
Let's trade back into the first round and let's go get this quarterback.
No, my second mock draft, I will trade back into the first round for the Dolphins, just so you know. And I'm going to do another mock draft.
You're going to pick the Liberty quarterback, right? Is that what's going to happen?
No, I'm not going to pick the Liberty quarterback. Don't tempt me. But my goal in the second round of my mock draft is to trade back into the first round because this draft is booty, man. It's real booty. Like top 15 picks would be end of the first round picks in last year's draft.
It's a terrible year to have the number one, number
first
two.
First round, the back end, the top 50 players, most of them would be second round picks in last year's draft.
Yeah.
You're talking about guys who will be selected in the day 2, who would be day 3 guys. Like, while it's a deep draft, and from what I'm told, the meat of it is in the 3rd through the 5th round.
And by the way, this front office is pretty good in the back end of the draft.
You know what? I want to see it. I want to see them flex. This is a draft where Marvin Allen needs to flex what he can do.
Does Marvin and Reggie really and Chris have to prove to you? Like those guys
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen,
pretty good in their own right, bro.
No. You can't hand me the 2020 draft and say we're good at our jobs. Sorry, it don't work like that. It don't. That 2020 draft was booty cheeks.
Why? It's not over yet.
It's not over yet, but it looks like booty cheeks.
Well, it may look like it, but it's not.
Well, I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. In that draft, wasn't Raekwon Davis taken in that draft also? Wasn't Brandon Jones taken in that draft also? Oh, yeah, I'm just wondering. I'm just saying. I mean, there are players that were taken in that draft that are pretty good. And if Tua works out, it becomes a hell of a draft. You don't need Noah and Jackson.
I'm sorry.
If you hit on Tua, Raekwon Davis, and Brandon, bro, it's a monster draft because you got your
Jackson, first round bust.
It doesn't matter.
Ignominy, first round bust.
And then the following year, you hit on all 3 first rounds.
Solomon Kinley, bust.
You hit on all first. No. Don't change the subject now. First round now.
Jason Strowbridge, bust.
First round now. First round.
Tua's got to be franchise quarterback.
And listen,
you can't be Mitch Trubisky.
Once you hit the first, if you hit on Tua, which it's not over that you haven't hit on Tua, the draft becomes a success. And the following year, you hit on all 3 first rounders.
I'm sorry, you had 3 first rounders, 2 of them are busts, and one of them's a maybe.
Well, that's fine. And the following year, you take 3 and you hit on all 3. If you hit on 4 of 6, that's called awesome. I don't know about you.
I'm sorry.
Awesome.
You say that he's good. You say that they're good in their jobs in the late rounds. Solomon Kinley, Jason Strowbridge, Curtis Weaver. You selected a long snapper in the 6th round.
And a kicker also. It's been pretty good in the 7th.
And Malcolm
and Van Ginkel. And Van Ginkel also. That's pretty good late
and
also.
Malcolm Perry. Van Ginkel's a guy, bro. Van Ginkel's a guy.
Come on, bro.
Seriously. I'm sorry. I'm not crowning you.
How are you calling Van Ginkel a guy? He's played really well. I know he didn't have the year this year that he had the year before, but he's played well, dude. He's a good player.
You know who Van Ginkel is? The Patriots just traded away one of their players to, I forget what team they traded away. I did a breakdown of it. Maybe Weiss, and he's just a guy. Van Ginkel's just a guy. Like I heard a media member asking about giving Van Ginkel a contract extension, and I'm like, for what?
Next year, yeah. Next year.
No, I think his deal's up at the end of this year.
Right, next year. That's this year here. They'll give it to him at the end of the year, I'm sure.
2000, 2001, 2002.
They control him. They control him.
2001, 2000,
year.
2001. No.
Year, right?
Yeah, this is a 4-year. No, at the end of the year, he's a free agent. He's a free agent. Like, people want him extended now.
Well, they don't need to extend him now. They control him till next year. They
Absolutely.
Don't have to, tag him. They can tag him next year if they want.
Tagging Van Ginkel?
You haven't even finished.
Have you lost your mind?
The season hasn't even started yet.
You're telling me Van Ginkel's an $18 million player?
He might have a great year this year. I don't know. You might tag him with a second rounder or whatever it is, like they did with Needham. You never know. I don't know what.
No. He's not a restricted free agent. Van Ginkel will be a free agent.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Then they agree to a contract with him.
I'm sorry.
It's not the end of the world, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But people are saying, "Oh, you should extend him now." I'm like, for what?
No, you don't need to. You don't need to extend them yet. You need another year to make sure you know what you're paying for.
But he's
played really well for a 5th round pick, dude.
I can name 10 players in free agency right now who would be better than him. Who would be upgrades? This
is not a free agent. This is your draft pick.
Yes, but I'm telling you, talent-wise, I can name 10 players who are free agents right now who would be better than him. But what?
I doubt that very much.
Oh, I could name them. Oh, absolutely.
No, you can't.
Listen, Friday I'm gonna name them for you. I can. I can name them for you.
Why didn't you? If you're so sharp, why don't you have them right now, locked and loaded?
It's gonna take me 5 minutes to get them together. I do have them. I'm gonna tweet them to you, and when I tweet them to you, I want a response.
Okay,
it's gonna name me. 10
players. We got George Richards now, which we're already running into his time, and Anthony Chang next. So we'll be on. Let me see.
10 players coming right here
in free agency better than Van Ginkel. That is just
right at you.
You are
right at you.
So now you're anti-Tua and you're anti-Van Ginkel. Wait till I talk to Van Ginkel about this one. Oh, damn it. Jesus. Holy moly.
All right, bye.
Damn. All right. Well, follow him on Twitter, by the way, even if he's anti-Tua, at Omar Kelly. All right.
I've never been anti-Tua a day in my life.
Catch his work at the South Florida Sun Sentinel or at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, wherever it is you are and you find yourself. You can find an Omar Kelly article in multiple publications. All right, Omar. We'll catch up later this week.
Bye.
Later. That's Omar Kelly.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.